I'm Milk, chosen few, and I'm chatting with Staxx.
Welcome to this episode of Chatting with Staxx. I'm your host, Bill Staxx, and today I got Milk. Were you selling back then?
I tried. I dabbled with it. I used to go back and forth to Minnesota. My good friend was moving work, and I was trying to just suffice or be able to keep going back and forth. He gave me some work, and I was able to double it and make it happen. But this was in Minnesota. Like I said, I used to go back and forth. Then when I got back to Vegas, and then I met the cast that was doing trapping out of the Naked City. Again, it was a dabble thing. I don't do drugs. I don't smoke. I ain't never snorted or did no nothing. I don't drink. I'm known if someone says like, "Yo, it's my birthday, have a shot with me." I'll do a shot, but even then, I don't. Alcohol doesn't do nothing. I got fucked up when I was 15, and that I don't want to say it traumatized me.
Because you know what it'll do to people, right?
Well, that too. But just I had an experience, and my grandmother read me my rights, and it was enough dealing with my grandmother. I never did it again. And then as I got older, even as I got older, again, like I said, it rum and coke, Jack and Coke, all that stuff, it didn't taste good to me. Like the fruity drinks, something with some pineapple or some orange juice or something in it. But again, it just never, I just never had a urge or want to get drunk or anything. And it never did nothing for me. So I never did it. I grew up with asthma. I've outgrown it now, but at the time I grew up, so I didn't smoke nothing because I thought I was gonna die if I smoked anything. So I never got into smoking anything. Uh, yeah, that was the equivalent of that. So as far as like selling anything, I dabbled. I tried that. I even tried selling some weed for a bit. Uh, I had actually when I had 9/11 had hit and I moved to Minnesota, I remember I had brought because again, dirt was what you were getting in the Midwest. This was Kush and the Cali weed out of California and
Kind
Vegas.
buds, right? Kind buds and all
So
that.
I bring 2 pounds back to Minnesota, and I remember I got hit by some niggas that I grew up with. Ice cream, Tyrone, good old Tyrone. I remember.
What happened? Tell me what happened.
Well, I had go back and Sean, cat from the neighborhood, used to have his house. Everybody used to go over there to gamble. I was pretty nifty with the Madden stick, so I'm over there. I'm wearing, um, God, I'm blanking this boy's name. Um, Fucking Cupcake. I was wearing his ass out. We're playing like $100 a game, and before you know it, it just kept doubling. Like, okay, we're at 500, double to nothing. I'm at 1,000. I'm at like $2,000. I'm like, bro, like and it's like 2 in the morning. Sean's like, yo, hey man, I'm like, y'all gotta cut that off and finish it. So I grew up with this clown. So he didn't have the bread on him at the time. Uh, but we were going, I see him all the time. So it was like, okay, you owe me. I'm gonna get it. Well, I remember everybody had bought some stuff from me. Cream was one of them, and he was like, "You got more of this?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got like almost 2 P's of it. Like, give me the ticket." I tell him. So I remember the next day um, was the Lakers championship. I forgot who they were playing, but the Lakers was in the championship, and so I was staying over Northeast by Lowry Park and the Mall of America. Everybody likes to go to the mall. I must have had like 10,000 in the safe, so I'm still new back home. But I'm trying to floss. So I take the 10 racks. I take my jewelry, and I mean, it's a good thing I did. But I'm wearing my jewelry. I got the 10 on me, and I'm at the mall having a good time. So I was supposed to meet Cream and them because he was going like, man, I'll buy it all. Give me the cool ticket. Well, I did give him love because I was like, shit, my guy in front of me to work. So I'm like, well, shit, if I can get what he gave me plus a little something, I wasn't even gonna be nothing about like doubling my bread. I know I pay my guy back, he'll give me some more. And boom, I was trying to lace myself. Well, we I had made the mistake of letting them come to the house to um to get some. They bought some from me later. They bought something from me that later that night. And they was like, so tomorrow we're gonna get the rest of it. They got the rest of it all right. So
You showed them where it was. Did you
no,
did
no,
you
no.
open the safe in
No, I
front
didn't
of them?
show none of that. But it was in the house. So I let them come to my house. I shouldn't have never let them know where I was staying. That's the problem. I let them come to the house. So now, um, but I had this huge safe. So everything was in the safe. So now, I go to the mall. I remember I was supposed to have picked my son up. So when I called Cream and he's like, I'm gonna meet with you. I got some partners in town. We golfing, and we're gonna watch the game. I'm gonna get with you after the game. I said, okay. So I picked my son up and I get to the house. Well, where I was staying, my aunt had stayed above me. So it was like a duplex, the lower half of the house, and I was downstairs and she's upstairs. But you gotta walk into this door and then you go upstairs or you go straight. And when you go straight, there's my door, my front door to get in my apartment, condo, whatever you want to call it. And then you go upstairs to hers. So when I walk up to the door, my aunt is pretty good at closing the door, so I didn't think nothing too much of it when I saw it kind of open. But when I open the door and walk in, now I see my door open and the glass because it was a glass, like little square. The whole door was little square glasses, so like they punched through the window, unlocked it, and went in. And
Oh,
it got me, but it's funny because out of even the dope, it was the game so the nigga that I was whooping his ass on the game, they took my console, and I was more mad that they took my game than the weed. Like I chalked it, but it was more like you whooped me in this, so I'm just gonna take your console. So man, I had went hunting these cats down, and I never caught up with them. And even when I had told Sean what they did, it was like just it left a bad taste. And it was
they
funny because like,
disappeared, right? They're hiding somewhere.
oh yeah, never. And it was funny because I'll just say about 8 years later, I'm in Caesar's Palace, and Cream walks right by me, and I'm with four of my guys, and I'm like, hey, that's that nigga that robbed me in Minnesota. And they was like, it's whatever you want to do. I mean, already we're in Caesar's. There's cameras like every 2 feet, so you're not doing anything in a hotel. And it was one of those things like, but he was in and out of Vegas, so it was just a matter of finding out where he was at. And I always say to the day, if I see him, you can get it whenever. I'll never forget that you got me. This is a matter of when I run into you. But it was the time and place, and Caesar's Palace definitely wasn't the place for it. But you know,
I mean, you could have got them, but you would have had to deal with the repercussions of
I
that.
might be just getting out now to be able to do this interview with you.
Probably. So, have you ever been locked up?
Yeah, so I had stolen goods, possession of stolen property in Minneapolis. The workhouse is what they call it in Minnesota. I got probation in Vegas. I had explosives. I had two PVC pipe. Well, we want to call them pipe. I bought them from somebody. I was having issues with some cats in Henderson.
Were you gonna throw those at them?
Yeah, they're kind of to be thrown, but there's a slow wick. So it's one of them things like you could put it in something, light it, and run. And
Like the green type, right?
there were these were about as big as I almost want to say a small Pepto Bismol bottle, but they were about the length of a hot dog, and in a little about as round as a bratwurst. They were a little thick, and I had bought three of them, and we took one out to the desert and let it off, and it lifted the car off the ground. So I had some cats in Henderson that had made some threats, and I was going to use them, but and it just again, Henderson police came in.
Someone told on you about them or something?
So I was living in these apartments. It was across from the park. Uh, so, anyways, my girl has maintenance come in about the thermostat. Now, again, so I used to have, I had a Tech 9, which is considered a pistol, a handgun, and then I had I said Lorsons. I loved them 380s, but I had two of them. And the funny thing was, I had a homeboy Crawley. 'Cause I used to be in a lowrider club. My Tech 9 he was cleaning it. He wouldn't take both of them, and I'm glad he didn't. I needed it, but um, I was into it with some folks, so I had them. So what happened is maintenance comes in. I'm not knowing they come in and they see the gun. I mean, it was the gun. The explosives were in a box in my closet. They weren't even visible. They police come in and say they got a tip that I had an arsenal of weapons in there, and I
But you
didn't.
just seen the gun and thought, "Oh shit, Tech
Yeah,
9 looks pretty crazy to the
yeah.
average person."
But the Tech 9 wasn't there. It was
Oh,
the Lorson, the 380 was there. It's one gun. I don't even know where you got the arsenal. But they come. But again, I had some issues with some other neighborhood cats. So when the police come, they knock on my door, but they got their thumb over my pinhole. So I'm thinking it's the dudes like, oh, these cats really came to my door. And I'm looking for the pistol, and the funny thing is, it's blue, it's black, but they call them blue. It's laying on top of my deep fryer. It's right there on top of it, but it's laying on the hood of the black. The deep fryer is black, the gun's black, so it just I didn't see it, and I'm glad I didn't see it because as I'm looking for it, all of a sudden the door starts to turn. I'm thinking, oh, these niggas picked the lock. They're coming in. And then all of a sudden you heard freeze, Henderson Police Department, and everybody else that came with them. And I'm in my, I want to say it was Martin Luther King. I want to say it was Martin Luther King Day because I remember there was a picnic parade and stuff on TV. But I'm in my boxers. I'm at home, and they came in and tore the place up. And sure enough, I used to have I used to collect lowrider magazines. So in my closet, up on the top shelf, in the corner was the stack of them, and then on top was my box for the Lorson 380, but the two explosives were inside the box up there in that corner. Dude comes out dangling them. He was like, "Look what we got here." And
oh man.
I ended up with a cool ass lawyer. I want to say, God, I can't remember that broad's name, but I ended up with 4 years probation, possession of an explosive device.
But you think
Uh,
you're going to prison for this,
oh
right?
yeah,
When you first
yeah.
handcuffing you and stuff.
Because I mean, well. So also the catch is this, and I mean, I'm like 22, 22, 23 at the time. So the dude is like, of course, oh yeah, you're going away for these carry 20 years each. Yeah, you're going away for a long time, and I'm going I'm going to jail in my boxers. And when I get down, this was when the old Foley building on Las Vegas Boulevard. Um, the little prison they take you there. Well, they gave me a sweater. The sweater looked like it was probably Kevin Hart's sweater. That motherfucker was like a halter top on me. Um, they take me to, but what happened was they take me to Henderson jail that evening, and I sat there until they were going to come and get me that morning and take me down to the magistrate the next morning. So when they get me to Henderson jail, they're questioning me, and I'm like, I need a lawyer. I'm not saying nothing. So I had talked to my girl at the time, and her uncle dealt with a lot of shit. And so when I called her, she was like, I talked to my uncle. He said, don't say nothing. Don't talk to nobody. Wait till he talks to you. But we're on it. We're getting somebody. So I mean, again, I'm everything's running through my head. Like, man, 40 fucking years, man. I'm gonna be 60 when I come out of jail. Like,
This is your first charge ever, right?
no, but I mean, of
Oh
that
yeah, the stolen
significance,
property.
I had like stolen
Stolen
goods. I mean,
property.
like I said, I had stolen vehicles, little stolen car shit. But as far as like pipe bombs, like, no, yeah, no, I'm just playing on a different field. So it was like, yeah. Uh, so, oh boy, calls me. So at night they come and see me, and he said, "Don't say nothing." So that next morning when they came and got me, they were pissed because they thought I was going to give them a statement. They take me down. Um, I get bail, and and he got me the lawyer, and then I end up fighting the case, and I got the probation. Again, the whole Fed system is so different than state. The points and everything. So
Did
I
they
think
charge you
that's
federally with that?
yeah, possession
Oh
of
man,
an illegal um, explosive device. I think is what it was called. Yeah,
damn.
yeah,
I would have been worried,
yeah,
especially if you ain't have a lawyer. You would have been smoked, man.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Freedom ain't free.
No.
Yeah.
So where does your life go from there when you get out off of that? And do you skate through probation? Is it pretty easy for you on probation?
No, I mean, but but again, federal probation is a little bit different than. I want to say they're kind of lax because they're gonna give you rope, hang yourself. You you got more time coming if you fuck up. So Durazo was this officer or my probation officer, and I used to think this dude had it into me. I used to think he wanted to knock my girl down because I was like, man, why you seem to be over here just pop your random pop ups and stuff. I had a house arrest bracelet on, so I couldn't go nowhere. I could go look for work from like 8 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon, and I had to be back. Um, so, but I remember I was probably like 2 years in. Like I said, I used to go back and forth with Durazo. He was really. I mean, I can look back now and be like, he was just maybe he saw something in me and wanted better out of it. But at the time, it's like, dude's a dick. He's just riding me for no reason. But he calls me into the office one day um, because when I first got with him, he was like, like, don't you want better? Like, you got to do something with yourself. Like, what did you ever want to do? And I'm like, I wanted to play football. I thought I was good at football when I was younger. And had I not got jammed up for stealing cars, I probably would have at least went to college or did something. But I didn't. But I was good. I was definitely good at football. So he calls me in his office, and I'm thinking, okay, what did I do? Two big ass white boys man, two grown but big. Turns out that it was Mike Rockwood, who was the offensive tackle for the Buffalo Bills the years that they were in the Super Bowl, and Jody Reinhardt played linebacker for the Rattlers, Arizona Arena football. So they were creating this new indoor football league in Vegas, and Boudreaux was the commissioner, the dude that was behind it. So they were having tryouts, closed trials, invite only thing, and I want to say it was Jody that was friends with Durazo. But however, Durazo reached out to him, was like, I got somebody I think give him a chance. So basically Durazo put me on a plug. They gave me an invite. I went to the tryouts which were over, they had them over the sports park. It it's a kind of like off of Sunset and Las Vegas Boulevard. It used to be a batting cage, go-karts.
Yeah.
I think it's called Las Vegas Sports Park. But in the back of the go karts, there's a field, and it was basically like they coned it off and had it do all the drills. I go out there and I killed it, and end up getting picked up, and then I played for 3 years.